Hi, thanks for joining me while we talk about the math learning disability and how you say it, what it is. So let's break apart this word. If you look at that prefix of dis, that's an impairment or difficulty in performance. And the root calculus is actually the Latin word for pebble. And in ancient times, they would use pebbles for adding and subtracting. So it refers to computation, and that suffix at the end, that is a condition. So the math learning disability is the condition of having an impairment or difficulty in computation. Well, then, how do you say it? Technically, dyscalculia for that calculus in the middle. That's hard to say. I forget the Y in the middle myself, but that is technically the right pronunciation, dyscalculia. What you hear mostly is dyscalculia, that's our second runner up, and dyscalculia or any other weird ending that people manage to get out. It's a tough word for a lot of people. No matter what pronunciation you're comfortable with using, please use it. We all really need to talk about dyscalculia. It is a type of neurodivergency within that family of specific learning disorders. And while SLDs affect somewhere around 8% of the population, that adds up to about 5 million K-12 students across the United States. And those percentage numbers are true of any population of people anywhere in the world. How do you know whether or not a student has dyscalculia, especially because we don't always get a diagnosis or a neuropsychological evaluation? Key features of the math learning disability is forgetting math information, sometimes a day or two after you taught it. You know that they knew it on Monday and they're really struggling with recognizing it on Wednesday, much less on Friday's test. Struggling with basic facts, memorizing multiplication and division, quickly adding or subtracting without using their fingers or manipulatives. And this continues into adulthood. And then what I like to call the dyscalculia trifecta: time, money, place value, very common struggles. Not only answering questions about time, but also understanding elapsed time within their own lives as much as within a math problem. Understanding money, counting back change, and what does money mean? Very problematic. And place value can be a real struggle. So, how do we help? Our students can do exceptionally well in math while they have dyscalculia. I've seen that a lot, but you want to definitely use these strategies. Explicit instruction, more direct than you would even think. Use enrichment activities, doing the same information in different ways, but not just repeating that same worksheet over and over again. Don't skip any steps. There are things that we assume our math students are keeping up with us while we're giving a lesson, and these students probably are not. You can use color or use analogies, use anything that will help make the experience a little more understandable, and expect to answer a lot more questions because they're not going to understand it exactly the way you mean it the first time, or they just have different ideas of what you're talking about and they want to make sure they understand what you mean. The right accommodations are crucial for students who have dyscalculia. And a lot of times it becomes an external support that balances out the weaker approximate number system that happens for students who have dyscalculia. So depending on grade level, it can be a 1 to 100s chart or number lines, having a multiplication list, not necessarily the chart, but the old fashioned times tables, super helpful for a lot of different math topics. And past fourth or fifth grade, teach them how to use a calculator. That's not an inherent skill, and all calculators are slightly different. Having worked examples or a reference or formula sheet is crucial in triggering memory, which is something we really want to do for students who have dyscalculia. Their memory is a little blocked because of the parietal lobe. That's just a key feature of the math learning disability. So that is a quick answer for what is dyscalculia, the math learning disability, and how do you say it? And the more we talk about it, the more we can help our students, and everyone can do better in math. Thanks for watching.